friendship could be. My little pony. Until you all shared its magic with me. Big adventure, tons of fun. A beautiful heart, faithful and strong. Sharing kindness, it's an easy feat. And magic makes it all complete. You have mine. Did you know you're all my very best friends?
What? Where is every pony?
Is it zombies?
Not very likely.
Not likely, but possible?
Nope, it's definitely zombies. For the record, I know of at least one fanfic that tried to combine My Little Pony with The Walking Dead. It wasn't very good.
Spike, there are no zombie ponies. Okay then, what are you all doing here in the dark?
We're hiding from her.
So it turns out that they're all in there, hiding from a mysterious figure in a cape. So the ponies are freaking out over a zebra because she's different.
And then a bunch of you flip out for no good reason.
No good reason? You call protecting your kin no good reason?
Yeah, it's that kind of episode.
Oh, she's so evil. I even wrote a song about her. Here we go.
It's song time with Pinkie Pie again.
Dances and if you look
I should point out that Pinkie's little ditties aside, which are usually chalked up to her weirdness, so I kind of don't count those, we're nearly halfway through season 1 and there haven't been any other songs yet. Compare that with season 5, which is in progress during the time I'm recording this, where about every other episode has at least one song. I didn't realize that the show took so long to become a semi-musical.
so what's up?
Also, Best Face Award goes to these 3.
Wow, catchy.
It's a work in progress.
Anyway, this is the first episode where Applejack's little sister, Apple Bloom, plays a sizable role.
You know what I think?
Apple Bloom, hush and let the big ponies talk.
And she's actually kind of awesome.
If any pony here were actually brave enough to approach her, she would find out the truth.
Well, I'm brave enough. I'm gonna find out myself.
So the rest of them notice that Apple Bloom is missing, so they run after her.
Beware! Beware, you pony folk! Those leaves of blue are not a joke!
Of course they take that as a threat, which I can kind of see. Zecora has a vague way of expressing herself, and they were already all worked up, so it's easy to see how they could misinterpret it. At this point, even Twilight, who's been the voice of reason, is starting to have doubts. The next morning...
Whoa. Maybe Zecora cursed my hair.
I think just about every suggestive joke that could be made about Twilight's flaccid horn has been run into the ground by now, so I'll just point out that apparently her horn has been cursed and move on.
An illness? An allergy?
Performance anxiety? Okay, I lied, but that's the only one.
Spike, the word supernatural refers to things like ghosts and spirits and zombies, which are as make-believe as curses.
I love that a talking unicorn is balking at the existence of curses and such. The show is weird. Also, Pinkie Pie's tongue has apparently been cursed as well, and has the same characteristic blue spots as Twilight's horn. There's also Rainbow Dash's wings, Rarity's hair, and Applejack's size. That one's a little less obvious than the others, but remember that she did refer to herself as Apple Bloom's big sister. And then there's everyone's favorite.
I don't want to talk about it.
This is hilarious!
I don't know why, but I get a kick out of how they keep making Applejack look normal with forced perspective, and then they pull away again to remind you. It doesn't quite count as a visual gag, it's just amusing somehow. So they all start arguing about what's going on and what they should do about it. Meanwhile, Apple Bloom realizes that she caused it all by going after Zecora alone, so she decides to fix it by going after Zecora alone. And Applejack secretly tags along.
It's time to pony up and confront Zecora.
Pony up. So they've noticed that Applejack and Apple Bloom are gone, so the plan is now to go and find them, figuring they went to Zecora's house.
Turn around right now, Missy.
Meanwhile,
No. No?
I love how Apple Bloom just ditches her because she
Applejack,
can.
But I'm the big sister now. Rainbow.
So that happened.
There's no time to lose. Giddy up, pony. Excuse me? Yeah! What the?
I know, right? How does that even work? So now the rest of them are spying on Zecora, who is dumping ingredients of some kind into a bubbling cauldron and reciting some kind of incantation. I'm not sure how, but Pinkie thinks that that sounds like her song, but she can't prove it due to the fact that she can't talk, but Fluttershy can, so...
She's an evil enchantress and she does evil dances. Then she'll gobble you up in a big tasty stew. So, watch out.
Yeah, that was amazing.
The perfect temperature for ponies, I presume. Now, where is that little apple bloom?
Too bad it's not Applejack, otherwise I could make an Applejack's doesn't taste like apples joke. So Rainbow Crash and Apple Teeny show up just in time to trash Zikora's house. Yeah, that's showing her, Applejack.
I didn't want to believe that you cursed us, but the evidence is overwhelming.
How dare you! You destroy my home, destroy my work, then rudely accuse me of being a jerk?
Zikora effectively called them all jerks. I love it.
Zikora, I think I found all the things you asked for.
So it turns out that Apple Bloom was helping Zikora.
You know there's no such thing as a curse.
Apple Bloom, sweetie.
I love how Twilight is always the most condescending when she's the one in the wrong. So it turns out that Zikora had been warning them about the blue leaves they were stepping on, which are called poison joke.
That plant is much like poison oak, but its results are like a joke.
Like I said, this show is weird.
All our problems are just little jokes it played on us.
Also, Zikora explains that what the others consider creepy decor are welcoming signs where she comes from, and what they thought was an incantation she was saying was actually a nursery rhyme she was singing to herself. As for the cauldron, the cure for the poison joke was actually a hot bath with special herbs in it that she was preparing for them. And as a final nail in Twilight's coffin, the cure came from a book that she had in her library but ignored it because she didn't think it seemed legit.
Supernaturals. Natural remedies and cure-alls that are simply super.
Essentially judging that book by its cover.
Maybe next time you will take a second look and not judge the cover of the book.
Soon after, they have to go back to Ponyville to get a missing ingredient.
The wicked enchantress has cursed them all. The horror! The horror!
And a meme was born.
Daisy, we need to talk.
So Twilight has a word with some of the other ponies regarding their treatment of Zikora. Everyone gets cured, and it's hinted at that ponies won't give Zikora any crap when she comes to Ponyville from now on.
It was the worst! Don't you agree, Fluttershy? Yes.
And so ends Bridal Gossip. This is a good episode. Not one of the best overall, but one of the better Season 1 episodes at least. I'm sure that any adult watching this for the first time could easily predict that Zikora would turn out to be harmless and misunderstood. But this is one of those cases where you have to keep in mind that this is a kid's show, and in that regard, I think it does its job really well. It's essentially about discrimination, and it gets the point across without being preachy or ham-fisted about it. It doesn't hurt that it is absolutely loaded with silliness and slapstick, all of which I find legitimately funny. Also, while obviously being the first Zikora episode, it could almost be considered the first Apple Bloom episode. Up until this point, she was basically just one of the extras shown among Applejack's other family members. And while she does kind of inadvertently start a lot of trouble in this episode, not only does she help to fix everything, but considering that it resulted in the residents of Ponyville accepting Zikora, she basically left everything in better shape than she found it in, so go Apple Bloom. As for Zikora, do I even have to point out that she's awesome? I mean, there's the obvious things like how she's exotic and knowledgeable, but I think my favorite thing about her, at least in this episode, is how she's such a good sport after everything they did. I don't think anyone would have blamed her too much if she just threw them all out on their collective asses, or at least demanded an apology before agreeing to help them again. But no, Zikora is better than that. By the way, there's no explanation given for the digging she does. But I have read that actual zebras will dig for water when there's a drought, so I think it's meant to be a nod to that behavior. Well, next up is Swarm of the Century. See you then.
Well, I heard that Zikora eats hay.
Pinky, I eat hay. You eat hay.